me, Renee. I'm back. So I found this book tag in my notebook. I have a few notebooks now regarding tags to do whatnot. I had thought I had done this before, but apparently I have not. So for not, let's do it now. I have tried to find out who made it. I have found a lot of people who done it, but I haven't found the original originator. So if you know who that is, tell me in the comments and I'll link them. But yeah, otherwise, here are the questions for the TBR book tag. So this is gonna be fun. First question: how do you keep track of your TBR? Well, I mean, I have both a TBR shelf, as you see there. That's there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 6 shelves because one of them are arcs I just haven't gotten rid of because yeah, I'm kind of thinking they're a mix of read and haven't read. And then I also have two chairs that are hollow, so I have books inside them. And then I also have a TBR shelf over there, so I actually have 3 TBR shelves. So yeah, it's not like I don't have places for my TBR books, my unread books. Um, and then I also use Storygraph that I just kind of click, like if I see in a book I think like, oh, that looks good, I click to be read. And yeah, and then I also have Storytel, which is an audiobook app, and I will sometimes go through that one and kind of look at new interesting reads and like click on gonna read that. So yeah, I have lots of places really to to check out books I'm interested in really. Sorry. The next question is your TBR list or TBR mostly prints or ebooks? I don't really read ebooks, so there are not really that many ebooks. Well, sorry, to be precise, there aren't ebooks at all. I have, as I said, some audiobooks, and they are on my cell phone, so I suppose they're ebooks adjacent. How do you define an audiobook that's not on CD? Is it like it's not physical, but it's not an ebook. I suppose it's a digital listen. I don't know. Anywho, yeah. But yeah, most of them like on my Storytel app. I think probably well, I have quite a lot now because sometimes do check out. I think maybe have the same amount because I might have 300 audiobooks that I haven't listened to, and that is around the number that I have unread books. So yeah, let's just get on with the tag. Next question. Which is the next book you're gonna read? Or is it? Because you know what, I'm just gonna double check something. Give me a little moment. There. Yeah, I haven't written it down perfectly. So the next question is, how do you decide which book to read next? For me, this kind of depends really. I'm a mood reader, so yeah, it depends very much on mood. And also sometimes I do bud reads, but also like I'm also a polyamorous reader. I read lots of books in the same time. Like I usually have one book that I have in my nightstand that I read before I go to bed. I have one book that's in my purse that I read if I'm going someplace. Like I use the train often. I have one book that I read in the living room, and then I might have a book that I pick up while I'm on the couch. So yeah, I have lots of books. I might have one book that I pick up, read a few pages, and then put away, and then it's just softly enough. So yeah, I have lots of books on the go all the time. And yeah, how do you choose what book to read at what certain time? Um, yeah, for me it depends very much. Like if I come back from swimming or like something. If I'm tired, I'll pick up romance, contemporary. If I'm in the mood for a fantasy, if I'm kind of want to go deep in something, I'll pick up a fantasy. If I'm in the mood for, sometimes like I feel like, you know what, I wanna feel accomplished, and then I'll probably try to pick up a book that I have wanted to read for a long time, or a book that's kind of in a series. So kind of when I finish it, it's like, yes, I finished the series, or like, yes, I got caught up in the series. That's always a different feeling to that, really. So yeah, it kind of very much depends. Very much depends. I make TBRs, but I often don't stick to them like completely. But I do make them, and yeah, a book that's been on TBR the longest. This here. Let me show you. I, so I got the Wise Man's Fear for my birthday. I think it was 11 years ago. So yeah, it's been a while. I actually had a book on my TBR for longer than that, for a few years. But yeah, this has been the lead on my TBR for longest for a while now. It's a chunker. I've heard it's a good book, but it's just so big. Also, I know that it's supposed to be a trilogy. I'm just gonna check. No, it's just a telemarketer. So yeah. But yeah, I've heard that this is supposed to be a trilogy, but the third book has never come out. So I suppose, picking a book when it's supposed to be a trilogy and the third book isn't out yet. Then I suppose I know there are two books out, and the author isn't dead, so I suppose I could still buy the third book. But yeah, this book, 11 years, is how long it's been my TBR. And then we have what's the book you most recently put on your TBR? And for me, that is, give me a little moment. A Life Lessons from Historical Women by Eleanor Morton. I found a video of her talking about this book on Instagram, and I thought, I like history, I like feminism, yes, put it on my TBR. So, yep. So that's I put on my TBR like yesterday. So very recently put on my TBR. And then next question: is there a book that you strictly have on your TBR because of the cover? And as everyone else, as most people, I do enjoy covers, but honestly, it's very rarely that I buy a book just because of the cover. I might go to a library and get a book because of the cover, but I will not buy a book because of the cover. I might go to a little free library and buy a book get a book because of the cover. I will not buy it. And also, even then, like if I'm going to the library or a little free library, it's rarely going to be just because of the cover. It might because the cover might intrigue me, then I'll read something at the back. I might like, oh yeah, this author, I heard about it. It's rarely just because of the cover. And honestly, yeah, as I said, I don't know why I'm doing this. I do that sometimes, but I feel like it's been a little while. Cannot I can't remember what's it again? I can't remember example for it at the moment, so I'm just gonna skip answering this or correctly. I have said something now, but yeah. What's a book you never plan on reading? I don't know. I have some books that like some genres I don't really pick up. Like I don't read horror books. I don't read a lot of science fiction, but I do read some. But I don't really read horror books. I don't like literary fiction. But then again, I do sometimes try to like get out of my comfort zone, and like if a book is in a book club or whatever, I might read it. But like saying a book I'll never read, probably Mein Kampf by Hitler, because you don't really want to read that. At least I don't really have an intention of reading that. Other than that, saying a book I never read. I don't. It's difficult to say. So yeah, that's my answer there. Then next question: an unpublished book on your TBR that you anticipate. So, like, I suppose, is this supposed to like be a book that people have announced that is coming out, or is it a book that is coming out in some months but it's not out yet? Because I mean, some authors say like that in a few years they have an idea for this book, but they don't have a date for it yet. And then you have some authors where you know that they have a book out soon. You know what? I'm just gonna answer the easiest one, like about books that we know are coming out. And with this one, I did just do anticipated reads video. But let's see, just see there from that. Um, you know what? Um, yeah, Some Like It Hot by Elle McNichol. That one I'm kind of interested to read because, well, kind of, I am interested to read. She writes very good. I recently read. Oh, yeah, I have lots of books here. I'm not too bothered to finish it now. But yeah, I recently read a book by her, which I loved. There are more books by her that I haven't read yet, and yeah, I'm excited to get to more about books by her. And yeah, this new one is um, an autism love story, contemporary love story, I believe, and that sounds cute and nice. Just need some tea. And yeah, so Some Like It Hurts by Elle McNichol. Next question. A book everyone has read but you. I mean, as I said before, like sometimes, like I have my things I like to read, but then I have sometimes where I read books because of the hype. So like for example, right now I'm reading Gideon in Ninth because of the hype, and honestly, I'm not really enjoying it. So I suppose I just should stop listening to the hype sometimes because hype is good, but not every hype book is going to be for everyone. But yeah, a book that everyone has read except me. I don't really know. Well, and also, how do you define everyone? I feel like a lot of people has read A Natural History of Dragons. I own it. Haven't read it yet, so I'm saying this book. Then we have a book everyone recommends to you. I also feel like this is a bit difficult to say. I don't really feel like there's one book that everyone recommends to me. I mean, there's different people on my different, like I have some booktube friends, I have some Instagram friends, and some Discord friends, and would you really say that are there any books that everyone recommends me? I can't really say there is really. I mean, no, I don't really have an answer here. So, yeah, won't answer you there. Then we have a book you're dying to read. Again, I have not. I'm just going to double check the formatting on the question. Is it a book that I own or what? Yeah, a book on your TBR that you're dying to read. Um, Again, there's so many books that I'm very excited to read. But I suppose you know, and also honestly, the question was a book. I'm gonna give you several because there are several, and I want to talk about several. So we have Around Ireland in the Fridge by Tony Hawks. So this is a travelogue about a guy who hitchhikes around Ireland with a fridge, and it just sounds so comedic. And yeah, I'm looking forward to picking this one up. Then, of course, we have A Natural History of Dragons. Then we have The Penny Royal Academy, The Warrior Princess, was the third book in the series. We have De fabelaktige kvinnene på Grand Hotel, a Norwegian or original Swedish historical read. And then we have, I'm not going to stop soon. I'm going to stop soon, but yeah. Then we have The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shroop, which is in her 5th Avenue Rebel series. I read one of the other books in the series, loved it, so now I'm going to read all of Joanna Shroop's books. And then another nonfiction, Motherhood by Sheila Hetty. And this one goes into motherhood in all different aspects, and I am excited to read it. The next, last question is, how many books are on your TBR? So that is a lot. I did do a counting in January. I ended up getting to like 310 books. I kind of promised myself to try to read a lot of them this year, and like buy less. I have read some of them this year, and I have also like looked through my shelves and given some to charity. But I have also bought some new ones, so if the number has gone very much down, I'm not quite sure. Let's do a quick check. So I'm not going to like specific counting, but I'm gonna like quick. So I'm thinking there's probably a 200 here still. Like this is kind of my biggest shelf, I would say. Yeah. Well, maybe it's 250. Maybe it's gone to that. Because this is my biggest shelf, and I'm probably around 200. And then I have 2 chairs I have in, and then I have those as well. Because I actually have one shelf where I have both TBR and some red books. So maybe I should check that one out to fix that. But yeah, I'm just gonna say around 250. But bear in mind that is physical reads. Audiobooks, though, some of the audiobooks are the same as the one I have physical, or like the same that I might have gotten from the library sometimes and whatnot. But yeah, that will maybe be like around. That will maybe be around. Yeah, as I said, I think maybe around 300. So together, 1,000. But I suppose if I count just books that are only on audiobook, maybe 200. That's still a lot, but yeah. Like the thing is, like usually, like yes, last year and like years before, I've often walked around on trips and listened to audiobooks. But lately, um my headphones haven't worked, so I can only listen to my audiobooks when I'm inside someplace, and then so then kind of I suppose in a way kind of I end up sometimes often listening to more podcasts and whatnot, and yeah, yeah. So that is my TBR book tag. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna tag. I'm gonna tag Leander the TBR Zero because I mean just kind of in her channel name. I think this is gonna also. I feel like in general this is a fun tag to do and listen to say people do. I'm gonna tag Annalisa Eli. It's older tag, but I feel like she hasn't done it. And then I'm just gonna do normal listening and saying like tag you're it. I'm gonna tag everyone who hasn't done it. I mean, the tag's been around for a while. But then again, I mean sometimes it's fun to do tags again. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. And yeah, bye.